NFC West, Michael, the division champion, San Francisco 49ers. A lot of uncertainty. We don't know who's going to be playing quarterback early on in the season, whether it's Purdy, whether it's Darnold, might be Lance, might be Kyle Shanahan himself. Who knows? But how do you kind of break down this Niners schedule with all the uncertainty at the most important position?
Well, I mean, like, it's interesting because the line that moved, it went from 11.5 down to 10.5. And I mean, I didn't think it was, they open up with a tough game in Pittsburgh. They got the Rams down there. So they start on the road for 2 games and they come home for 2 games against the Giants and the Cardinals. Both teams, they're better than, and they have 3. Then they got the Cowboys on Sunday night. So I didn't see this as, oh, my gosh, this is a hard schedule. Yeah, I know they got to go back to Cleveland. They got Minnesota on the road. They got 2 road games. But I kind of get the sense to me that if they get the quarterback, I think this is more about the quarterback than the schedule. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think if they get the quarterback squared away, this defense is going to take over.
Yeah, I think this defense is really good. I mean, they pick up Javon Hargrave during free agency, pair him with Nick Bosa. They're going to be getting after quarterbacks all season long there. As long as they get competent quarterback play, they should be all right. Seattle is interesting because they feel like a team that's on the ascend here after making the playoffs a season ago with Geno Smith. Many, many young players on that roster that played well and played a lot of games a season ago here. Do you think Seattle can take that next step from good to great?
I think they can. I mean, I like what they did in the draft. I mean, they got a legitimate corner in the draft. They got another running back to go along with Walker, who I thought was spectacular last year. These 2 rookie tackles that started every game for them are going to improve. They've got a defensive lineman in Jones that they needed last year. I do think they're going to improve. I think this is, I think Geno Smith is comfortable. He's not looking over his shoulder. They've got, they've added some real talent at wide receiver, with the inside slot kid from Ohio State. So that goes along with Lockett to go along with Metcalf. I think they're really going to be a good team. I think the question is, can they kind of play that run defense? And with getting Dermonte Jones from Denver is a huge get for them. And I think they've not had a 3 technique for a long time.
What are we supposed to do with the Rams?
That's a great question, Femi, because I think the Rams are in a little bit of enigma. They typically don't practice because of they want to save their team, but they have this really young team. So how do you not get them ready? So how do you separate the veteran guy? Like, I know Aaron Donald, you don't want to get him injured. You can't get Higbee injured. You can't get Haverstein injured. They've got Noteboom. He got injured last year. You can't get him injured. So you're going to have to balance that out. And then Matthew Stafford, how do you protect him? I mean, we won't see Matthew Stafford to opening day if he can get through practices. So I think that's a hard one. I mean, defensively, you can't name. When I take Aaron Donald's name away and Ernest Jones, there's nobody else you can name on that defense.
No, it's a bad defense. There's Matthew Stafford, there's Cooper Kupp, there's Aaron Donald, and then there's the rest of the guys that play for the Los Angeles Rams there. I know
they're going to be a young, bad team. I mean, I'm shocked Sean McVay came back. This is not an undertaking that's going to be done with just a coaching. Can Stafford stay healthy? Look, they were trying to trade him. That's fact. They were trying to trade him. They wanted to get away from the $59 million. They couldn't. Nobody would bite. And now they traded Allen Robinson for a swap of 7s, and they're paying $10 million of his salary. That's how bad a shape they're in.
You have Kyler Murray scheduled for week 4 on his return?
I mean, look, we debated this in the break. I mean, if he's healthy, he's got to go out there and play. I mean, you got to find out about him. I mean, it's a new coaching staff. It's a new general manager. He says he's going to be healthy. Why not? Look, one thing we've known about these ACLs, these guys come back. Now, it's not – I do say this. It's not about, are you healthy? It's how you react to things and how you handle the pocket, because you kind of feel like that leg is still hurt, right? So, but I think I don't think Arizona is a very good team at all. But he's the one player gives them a chance to try to win. I'm not sure their coach, it's the more you read about Jonathan Gannon and some of the things he said this offseason, I don't have a whole lot of faith in this at all.
Yeah, Gannon, it's not off to a great start. But then again, I mean, I think back to Nick Sirianni's introductory press conference. He was barely able to make it through that one, and the Philadelphia Eagles seemed fine with him. So maybe Gannon.
Yeah, but that's a different. I mean, Philly's organization helps carry him. I'm not sure there's any organization in Arizona to carry anybody.
That's a good point, because that organization seems like a disaster. Like every 2-3 weeks, we're hearing another story about the Cardinals.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.